to order the Board of Health meeting for the 3rd of June. Looks like we have a quorum, so we will get right into the business of the day. First thing on our agenda is approval of minutes from the 6th of May. Anybody get a chance to review and any comments, edits, concerns?
Yes, I have a comment in regards to the motion that we made on Home 2 Suites. I thought just a couple of things. It should mention that the variance shall expire at the end of the pool season, which the other two motions did mention, but this one did not mention. And I thought that I added that to the motion this time.
We can
Right,
add that
Megan?
in. Yep. Thanks, Mona. We will
Okay.
add that in.
And also, like we just reiterated the comments from the May 7th, 2024 meeting, but then they just specified that at least one AED be obtained, and we needed to make it as a requirement. So it has to say must provide, right? Instead of at least one AED be obtained. So I would just add must or should, whatever, provide and maintain at least one AED in close proximity to the pool in the pool area.
We can make that edit as well.
Okay, great. And the same thing with the AED requirements for the Royal Crest, because we just repeated what the comments on April 16, but then it wasn't a requirement back then. It was just a suggestion.
So that wording goes for all three of them, correct?
Right,
Yep.
right.
So adding in the
Okay.
must.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Well, the second one did mention must be maintained in a court, right? Oh no, at least one ADB update.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all three. Right.
Perfect.
Right.
A little consistency. Thank you, Mona. Any other comments, questions? If that is not the case, then we'll entertain a motion.
So I'll make a motion in regards to the May 6, 2025 Board of Health meeting. The Board of Health approves the minutes as amended.
Motion has been made. Do we hear a second?
I'll second that.
Right out of the gate. Way to go, Josh. Motion made and seconded. Any other comments? Then we will vote. We'll start with Mona.
Aye.
Josh.
Aye.
Rachel.
Sorry, microphone trouble. Aye.
No problem. And Stefan, I see you're on.
Aye.
I also. Great. And I also. So that will be a voting member would be 500. Is that correct? My math is right. Perfect. Next one on our agenda is the animal permit for 1692 Washington Street. Do we have anybody on the line regarding this application?
Yes, I'm present.
Great. Welcome. Can you do me a favor and introduce yourself and give us a little bit of background of what you're applying for and what the what type of animal, what type of setup, and any of the details.
Sure. So my name is Yasmin Rodriguez. I've lived in Walpole since 2018. And we are applying to keep hens, so it'll be chickens, 6 of them. They will be in an enclosed coop, so they will not be free ranging or anything like that. If they are out of the coop, it will be under my supervision. They won't be without supervision when they're out. We plan to use compost. We plan to compost their droppings, so that won't be an issue. I did plan on using black earth, I believe, for compost, so they can pick up every 2 weeks. And I think that's it. I don't really need anything else.
No, that's good. I think it was I didn't see the application, so 6 chickens. Gotcha. Perfect. Any questions from anybody on the board?
Yes. So has the coop been built yet and inspected?
So the coop is actually in the process of being built right now. Animal control did come out today, but the coop is not done yet.
Okay, so it hasn't been inspected yet.
No, it's not done yet.
Okay, all right. And has all the abutters been notified?
Yeah. So we did certified mail. I believe it was 34 abutters I had to notify.
Okay. Any objections from anyone?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go
Oh,
ahead,
okay,
please.
okay. Kathy Arabino, I'm 1703 Washington. I'm right across the street from Yasmin and her family, and no objection. I think they're good people. They're very responsible. I have no problem with the chickens. I think that they really, if you look at the plan for the coop and everything, they are doing it the right way, and I don't see any negative impact on the neighborhood. I think the compost is great. And I just wanted them to know that. And if, he'll go home. So
Thank
I
you.
support them 100%.
Well, that
Great.
is great. Appreciate
Thank you.
appreciate that comment. Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey, associate member. Where are the chickens coming from?
Say that again? Where is it coming from?
Where are the chickens coming from? Yeah.
Oh, so I actually used what's it called? Chickadee feed and seed. So I actually got it from her because she vaccinates them. It was like I was guaranteed to get like females, so like that's why I used her. Also, like her store, she's really good in the neighborhood and stuff.
Excellent. Thank you. Excellent.
Thank you,
That's
Jeffrey.
good.
And have you obtained the chicks already?
Yes, I do. They're not outside yet, obviously, because the coop is not done. They're in the house.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. When they're young, gotta keep them warm, keep them contained, and then you get
Also,
to
it
let
was
them go free.
it was really tough to get chicks this year, so I did not think I was gonna get them. So when she posted that she had them, I ran over and grabbed them. So I know I did a little opposite, but it's if you find like it's hard to get chicks right now.
Absolutely, and you definitely got it from a reputable local vendor, and I fully support that. That's great.
And is the coop gonna have a heater for the chicks during the winter time?
And right now, we did not plan to do it. We are going to insulate inside the coop, so like hopefully they don't need it. I also got chickens that were good in New England with our crazy weather. So I did that, but right now it's not heated.
Okay.
Great. Thank you for the questions. Anybody else? Anything? All right. So we do have the initial inspection of the site from animal control, at least the plan. I think what we've done in the past is we've requested that the animal inspector also go back out once the coop and the chickens are housed, just to double check. Hope you don't object to that, Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Perfect. Um, Having said that, anybody want to make a motion regarding the the animal permit for 1692 Washington Street?
Um, I will make a motion in regards to the animal permits 1692 Washington Street. The Board of Health will grant the permit pending passing the final inspection for the coop.
That seems reasonable. Anybody a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Stefan. Motion been made and second. Any other comments? And we, no, then we will vote. Let's start down the line. We'll start with Josh,
Aye.
Rachel,
Aye.
Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I also. I think that's everybody. 500. Motion's passed. Permit is granted with the conditions of the final inspection by the animal control. But congratulations and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Great. One question for you.
Mhm.
What breeds did you get?
So I got red sex links. I got no black sex links. I got Easter eggers and a wild zipper.
Great. I myself am a chicken owner, so I completely agree. We have some similar ones, and also have a blast and enjoy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now. All right, so that gets us to our next item on the agenda is septic variance for 118 Bruce Road. And I think Mr. Galassa, you're on for
I
this.
am here, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Thank you to the members of the board. So I'm here representing Joe Antonetti, who's at 118 Bruce Road. Can you put it up for me, Megan? Because I'll screw it up for sure. So where is Bruce Road? So after you finish weaving through the manhole covers on 1A, you take a turn onto Fisher Street and head towards Bubbling Brook Road. And on the right side is Woodruff Road. It's kind of like a horseshoe. And Bruce Road runs parallel with Fisher Street. I think it's the second street down from Fisher Street, right? So it's between Fisher Street and New Pond, Willett Pond. So this area is notorious for having soils that are rather sandy, but they're very thin, meaning that when you dig down from the ground surface after digging through topsoil and what is termed subsoil, you get to a layer of gravel, and then it's hard pan underneath there. So typically what happens in these soils, if you try to do the perk test in the spring, which is when everyone's trying to sell their house, you run into a problem because the groundwater is too high to do a perk test. So we can't do a perk test if the perk hole fills with groundwater because it just isn't going to work. So what the DEP allows us to do in a situation like that is to take samples of the soil, get what we call a grain sieve analysis. So we want to know, how much sand, how much silt, how much clay. So I took 2 samples. I use a company there in Cranston, Rhode Island. They're Filch Engineers. They bought GZA's lab, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. But this is what they kind of do for a living, Filch Engineering. They're a Boston firm, but their lab is in Cranston. So they came back, and even though I termed the soil sand and loamy sand, they came back with a sieve analysis of loamy sand and sandy loam. So we design on the sandy loam, which is the more conservative, the soil which would have more silt and clay versus the loamy sand. And so we use a 0.33 loading rate, which is akin to a 30-minute perk rate, which is pretty conservative. So as you can see, we have the house there. We're going to come out, put in a new 1,500-gallon septic tank. Then the waste will go into a 1,000-gallon pump chamber, and it'll be pumped up into a leach field. This leach field, it's a Presby leach field, and it is 848 square feet. So it's pretty good sized because it's a 4-bedroom house. And we have, oh boy, we have 300 feet of pipe. So there's 300 feet of pipe, of Presby pipe. So the reason we use Presby, as you can see on the profile, it allows us to be lower to the water table than would normally happen. And I believe, so we are 2 feet above the water table. But the reason we can do that is because the Presby pipe itself actually provides much more treatment after the septic tank than a conventional DEP pipe and stone system would. It takes out a lot more of the sludge, et cetera, before the effluent is discharged to the ground. So we're sort of taking advantage of that. But the reason we are here is to ask you for a waiver from strict compliance with the Title V to under 15.104 and 105 percolation testing to allow the soil absorption system to be designed and constructed without a percolation test as allowed by DEP policy. So it's allowed. We've been in front of you before, even now because of the heavy or the amount of rain we had through the spring, even now, I think you probably would be hard pressed to do a perk test in this location. We're still seeing water table pretty high. So everything else is conforming to the Title V in the local regulations, other than the fact that we couldn't do a perk test. But, and you'll just have to believe me on this, it's a pretty conservative design, but that's the way the DEP sort of set it up and makes sense. Why would you sort of take a chance? Be a little conservative if you're gonna go forward without a perk test. So I think that's all for my presentation, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I can answer any questions that you might have.
Appreciate it as
So-
usual, Mr. Glossa. Thank you for the details.
So I have a question, John. Is the new, will the new septic system be in the same location as before?
No, they just have a cesspool now. If you can see the plan, it's, the cesspool is just beyond where we're showing the septic tank, sort of kind of going towards the court in the back. See the little light colored circle? There's just a cesspool there. So they actually, you know, this part of Walpole, and it's that whole area between Fisher Street and New Pond and Willow Pond, and you know, between the two ends of Woodruff and Woodruff Road. Most of these areas have very sandy soil, so a shallow cesspool like that actually works over time, and you know, we see that a lot in when we get into this neighborhood to redo the septic system. So that gets abandoned, it's just simply a cesspool, which means it's just one vessel, right? It's all of the waste going in, the solids in, the liquid just going into one sort of hole in the ground has a cover on it. But
Mhm.
and you know, that house has been there for a while, so it's been working okay.
Okay.
So we're just intercepting that pipe that's going into that cesspool. We're gonna put the 1,500-gallon septic tank in the 1,000-gallon pump chamber. And because we need to create the separation to the water table. That cesspool's in the water table, but it's kind of how they work. So
Okay.
not ideal, that's for sure.
Okay, and you did mention that it was a 4-bedroom, single-family house. So are you aware of any additions in the past for like any bedrooms or anything?
No, I talked to Joe about that. They did add on, you can see that little addition on the left side of the house, but those are not bedrooms. He didn't
They're not
add
bed-
on.
And they're
Right.
not bedrooms, like extra bathrooms. Okay.
Yeah, there's no, he didn't add, it's always been a 4-bedroom house as far as the owners telling us.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, thank you, John.
okay.
All right, thanks, Mona. Anybody else have any questions for Mr. Glossa? All right, if there aren't any questions, we'll entertain a motion regarding the septic variance for 118 Bruce Road.
I guess I'll make a motion if none of the board members would like to do that. I'll make a motion in regards to the request for local upgrade for the septic system on 118 Bruce Road. The Board of Health grants the variance so that to allow the soil absorption system to be designed and constructed without a percolation test as allowed by DEP policy.
Very good. Motion has been made. Do we hear a second?
I'll second.
And motion has been seconded. Any other discussion? Then we will vote on the motion. We'll start with Stefan.
Aye.
Mona,
Aye.
Rachel,
Aye.
Josh,
Aye.
and I also. So we'll put that as a approve the variance for 118 Bruce Road. Thank you, Mr. Gloss. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mr.
John.
Chairman. Thanks, members of the board. It's nice to
Thank
see
you, John.
everyone again. Thanks a lot.
See you again.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye, John.
Bye.
Great. Anything else? Actually, we have other business. we definitely want to officially welcome Josh to the board as a official voting member. So for those who kind of got on late or didn't know, he's now part of the fray.
Welcome.
Congrats.
Welcome,
Congratulations.
Josh.
For having me.
He doesn't know what he's in for. Exciting world of septic variances and animal permits. I mean, you get the good ones right off the bat.
Lots of chickens, lots of lifeguard duty.
All right. Anything old other business we have is a summer meeting scheduling. It was one thing that Liz had asked us to discuss last meeting.
Yeah, so we'll meet again on the 17th in June, and then typically in July and August we only meet once a month just with summer schedules. So there's 5 Tuesdays to choose from in July. I know like 4th of July time people tend to go away. But it would be the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. So I don't know if off the bat if anyone knows of any conflicts or any date that they would think would work best.
I think later is better because it gives the citizens more of a chance to add things to the schedule. So if like on July 1st, someone says, hey, can I jump on the schedule? It's easier to add them if it's like the end of July, you know?
Can we do the mid of July?
Yeah, the 15th.
Yeah.
That works.
Does that work for everybody?
I will not be present, but I think you'll still have a quorum.
Okay.
Do you prefer a later meeting, Stefan?
I could do the following week or the week after.
Awesome.
Does the 22nd work for everybody?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Second.
Great.
Okay, let's do the 22nd then. That way we can make sure we get enough depth on the bench.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then in August, we have 4 Tuesdays, the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th.
We'll go 26.
Anybody have any horses in the game here?
26 is good for me.
I actually cannot do the 26th.
All right. Let's see.
Or the 19th?
19th is good too for me.
Yep, me too.
Yep, that works.
This will be like 4 weeks after the other meeting, so that should work fine.
Okay. The 19th sound good?
Sounds good.
Beautiful. And we
Awesome.
got the 2 dates for the summer. Then we don't want to rush it through. I can't believe we're already in June.
Yeah, that is.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. If there was anything else that we have, anybody have any other topics, any discussions?
No.
If not, we will make a motion. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do we hear a second?
I'll send that.
And then we'll go vote it off. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
Rachel,
Aye.
and Josh.
You're gonna abstain.
Oh, did I say aye?
Oh, you're good.
That came through.
You're
Okay.
good. We got you. And I also. So 500. Otherwise, Josh has to stay on. We can all go. Thank you all. We'll see. Have a good rest of the month, and we'll see you
Happy
after the
June,
4th.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
In 2 weeks. Bye.